not spotted him.
And he goes jumping in. Amazing round. Great hat-trick from Taz.
Big flashes in and caps the ultimate. You want help? Oh no, she will flash. The shield clutch.
Oh, a blink into all those units. The amazing defense. Champion of the Intel Extreme Masters.
So thanks a lot, Carmack. Our producer is a joker, by the way. But yeah, I mean, he called me by a nickname I've not been known by for lots of years, and now only my grandma calls me that.
Uh-oh, that's kind of scary. Why did your grandma call you that in the first place?
No, she didn't. She
okay, I was about to say.
But Europe against the USA, obviously an easy matchup for the Europeans here.
Oh, get out of here. No, it's not at all going to be easy, because my guys have been actually practicing back there, whereas your guys have been doing interviews.
Your guys are old.
Well, you know what? They may be old, but they actually play. So that's the matter that's going to happen here. So I'm actually looking really forward to this. My guys, Volcano, K-Sharp, they have quite a bit of experience with Source, and this game is a little bit of a blend between Source and 1.6. Your guys are all has-been 1.6 players that still play.
So basically, we've got how many guys in the final tomorrow from this?
From your European team?
2 guys in the final.
Okay.
2 guys who were in the semi-final.
Okay.
And 1 guy who won the last Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in China. And let's talk about your guys.
Well, hold on. That's perfectly fine, because all of those are 1.6. So all 5 of my guys have won something at some point or another in Counter-Strike Source. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm pretty happy about it. And they spent about the past hour and a half playing and really getting into the game, whereas yours have been doing what? I mean,
actually, they were playing in the tournament. You know,
and that's my point. Exactly. They were playing 1.6. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to this. I'm feeling really, really good, actually. So we'll see. I think all of the American fans who are here hoping for a victory, they have a lot to look forward to, because I think this is going to be a very, very good match for the United States. It's going to be very, very, very good.
So, as Carmack said...
Why don't you run down the roster? Because he didn't even say who my wonderful Americans were.
Well, Carmack's Polish, you see, so obviously European
He's going to hate on him.
from
Yeah,
there
of
as
course.
Well. And so the USA team, who will be tagged up 3D USA in memory of the once great and the still legendary 3D team, will be K-Sharp.
You just
now you have to run down it because the map switched and I can't see it. And I forgot who's on your team.
Oh,
actually.
You forgot?
Yeah.
I don't think you forgot. I think you're just playing with me now. So we have K-Sharp, Volcano, Nothing, Fraud, and Storm, all of them with tons of experience in both 1.6 and Source. Quite a few, actually, a couple of WCG Source titles right there, actually. Oh, and now we've got even the producers jumping on board. Just so you guys understand, I need the crowd to be definitely in the United States' favor, because every single admin here happens to be, well, almost every single admin here happens to be European-based, and they are totally rooting for the European side. So we got to make up for that European bias when it comes to everybody who's here, aside from the fans. So I need a lot of love for the Americans when they do well here, guys. You got to root for them.
So let's talk a little bit about Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because I'm sure there are a few people who don't even know what this game is. So, lots of years ago, came out a game called Counter-Strike 1.6, still being played here in the Intel Extreme Masters, an amazing, amazing game. The second iteration of the game was called Counter-Strike Source.
Well, just so for preference here, I remember playing my first Counter-Strike match back in 1999. So that's how many years they've been playing. I mean, that's just, I mean, that gives you some perspective. That's how long 1.6 has been around. So, yeah, it's a long, long time. But go ahead. You were going to keep going on Source.
Yeah, and then Counter-Strike Source, the second version of the game which came out, you know, it's got its own huge, huge community up there with the size of 1.6 when you look at the figures on Steam. And, you know, a lot of players switched over to that one from 1.6. A lot of players stayed with 1.6.
Especially in the United States.
Yeah, now we have a brand new game, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and the aim is to hopefully bring both of those communities together, so we finally have a huge, huge Counter-Strike scene, and this will be the first ever competitive match that we're going to be seeing in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So exciting stuff.
And there's not like there's nothing on the line with, you know, those amazing processors worth, you know, potentially as much as $1,500 each. That's a significant prize for the first match ever played on CSGO. So the players have plenty of reason to be playing hard and playing strong, and like I said, my I see United States team's been practicing up. They're ready to go.
I think we're live here. This is going to be the taser round. So usually we'll have a knife round to decide who starts on which team. This time we decide, screw it, there's a taser in the game. We're going to have a taser round. Ow, that hurt my ears. So each player is going to have a taser. It's actually a single shot weapon. So if you miss, you're going to have to rely on the knife. The taser does have that longer range. We are going to have the USA team starting on the counter-terrorist team. The Europeans who have just killed each other. I think they're just trying out the taser for the first time, the Europeans. They didn't really get that much chance to play earlier on. There's the taser. Yeah, so we're going to be getting another restart of the game in here in just a few minutes. But basically, the team which wins this one will go on to then to choose exactly which side they want to play on.
So yeah, we'll have them switching sides and choosing the side they're going to play on.
It would be really, really great if we could turn the game sounds down in my headphones as well, because I'd kind of like to hear when I go home tonight. I'd like you to turn my game sounds down, please, Mr. Producer, in our headphones. They are ridiculously loud. And we are going to have a restart, and the game is going to go live, which is where the whole live thing came in from. So let's jump. Oh, we're already in game. That's all cool. So I used to hate casting knife rounds in Counter-Strike 1.6 and Source, but this is a taser round, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to commentate it like it's cool stuff. So let's have a look and see what the strategies are from both teams. Actually, the American team seems to be pretty much waiting here inside the spawn. The terrorists from Europe are actually, all ready to go here on long A over towards the A bomb site, and they're going to meet down in that counter-terrorist spawn area. And this is where we're going to find out who will be starting on which side. And the first one comes in there for Get Right, who now needs to switch out to his knife. There were actually 3 in there for the USA team. I've got to admit, it's not looking good for me. I think both of the Europeans have actually come in. There goes Zonic in from behind, almost getting the kill, and it is finished off, and the USA will pick up the victory. Now the question is, it's a brand new game. Which side's stronger on Dust 2? I mean, Dust 2 is the most famous game in first-person shooter history. It's been played billions of times. What did I say?
You said game.
But I say game? Yeah, it's basically a game all on its own.
To be perfectly honest, I think they're just going to stick on the side they are on, because I don't think it matters too much at this point. Like you said, you don't know where things are going to go. So if you were Get Right's like, so what side do you guys want? Normally, I would say if this was like anything else, I would say it was like you would want the offensive side. But you know what? Let's talk about the actual pictures at the top of the screen. You can see them up there. Why don't you explain that? Well, and then it changes maps on us. But why don't you explain that real quick?
Yeah, so basically it's linked to their Steam profile, their Steam avatar, and it shows in the top. And it's a spectator function, actually, for us here. We can switch between them through the keys on the keyboard through 1 through 10, just to make it faster to switch all around. It's really great stuff. And that's,
why don't you do that again now that you're on the air?
Here we go. So we can switch, through them with the keys. This is more for, I guess, for the people at home and people who are used to, spectating a lot of Counter-Strike. You can switch fast all over the place. You can actually use the arrow keys as well to scroll through. Dizzy? No. So we're going to actually kick this one off. It looks like
they did switch. So
a lot of the USA team, they've switched over onto the terrorist side, which traditionally in Counter-Strike 1.6 is the stronger team on Dust 2 and Source 2. Yeah, I should probably not forget Source out of the whole thing.
You might have a few people watching who are curious, who've played their fair amount of Source.
So I heard that us as captains actually are going to be joining the teams in their prize collection.
Yes, we have, and we're in a great position to. I'm in a great position to take myself a monitor home. I'm going to make some room in my bag for it.
A monitor home? No, the second position, right?
No. I mean a processor home. I'm going to make some room in my bag for it. So looking pretty good. It's nice. It's a good size box.
So, actually, the guys over at Valve switched overnight yesterday, I think, a few things in the game that they received feedback here from. One thing was actually the max round. So it's basically automatic in Counter-Strike Go. It'll switch you over. It was set at max round 11, so first to 12 will win. They've changed it now more, standard Counter-Strike because we're used to it. So it's max rounds 15, which means 15 rounds on each half. The first team to 16 overall will be the winner of this little show match that we've got going on. And I think we are actually live in this one. No, we're not. There's a few guys that are actually still dead. So once we've
got everybody on the right teams.
They're on the right teams now, so that's always a good start.
And so let's go through a few other things. First off, we talked to the guys from Valve, and they said one thing, too, to make sure everybody knows. We're giving out some CD keys for the beta and that kind of thing. Do not spend money on those things. Everybody who wants access to the keys is going to get them. It's going to come out in a very, not slow process, because that's not the way it's going to be, but in a measured process in order to make sure that their servers can handle it. But please don't go out and buy them. That's just silly. You're going to get your chance. If you want to play it, you'll get a chance to play it. And you definitely will be able to play this game. Hopefully in the next month. They've said they want to have it up and available for them then. So that's the goal.
I think we're actually live now in this one. We've just had the restart, so let's get into the game. It is the USA versus Europe here, the first ever competitive Counter-Strike Go game that we are going to see. And we see the first kill actually coming in for the USA team. In fact, it's all kills over here for the USA team. This is not good news for the European guys. And actually not one single man going down for the USA. Good start, guys. Brilliant.
Yeah, we're off to an excellent start. I think it's 2-1 right now in favor of the US. From the score across the top there. Yeah.
Did we have a restart already earlier on that we missed?
Yeah, we must have. So it's 2-1 right now in favor of the United States. And looks like the Europeans right now, it's starting to see if they're buying. It looks like, no, they're going to save as a team here. And it looks like the you switched too quickly for me to see what the United States have as far as
they have weapons. They're 2-1 ahead. They won the last round.
You didn't want to let me even figure out what it is, though. Looks like we have an AK here in the hands of nothing. What are some of the other weapons that the other teams are using, other players are using?
Well, we do have the Desert Eagle actually with Fraud at the moment, and again, the USA team absolutely ripping through this European side. So, Trevor, explain to us a little bit for those in the audience here about the money system in Counter-Strike and why one team has got weapons that aren't as strong as the other team.
Absolutely. Every time you win a round, you do get more money than the team that loses. So the idea is that sometimes it's better off because each gun is worth a different amount. The rifle's obviously worth a significantly amount more than the pistol. So in that situation, you.
So we weren't live after all.
Okay, we weren't live. Okay,
but it was a good test to explain everything.
Well, still, while we're explaining. And so what happens oftentimes is, you need rifles against other players with rifles, so if you can't afford them, it's often best just to save that round, give it up to the opposing team, and try to win the following round. So really that's the strategy in place for those teams, and it looks like we got a lot of fire down the middle here of Dust 2, down those double doors, as the teams get started here in this round, and it looks like we do have a very serious first round going here.
Yeah, certainly very serious. You can see here, over at the double doors, over towards that long A area. They camped right back as the first kill of the game will come in. It'll fall to Fraud from the USA. Actually, one came back there for Get Right in the midst of things. There's another one, of course. Get Right in Counter-Strike 6 voted, I think, twice in a row the Counter-Strike player of the
talking
year.
Up your Europeans already over here.
Well, they are pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Here is Khan, the captain of Team Fnatic in Counter-Strike 1.6. As Zonic's grenade will blow up Storm. We've now got a 2 versus 3 situation advantage with the Europeans. Fraud down to about half of his HP, and he's going to be put pressure on here. Actually, they've not spotted him quite well enough there. Trace was in a horrible position, and now we have just Fraud left alive, and Khan comes around, and Europe are going to win the pistol round in your face midway.
That's a long game to go, long game to go. So first off, first round there, most of the guys just playing down the middle. I mean, everybody's gone into the middle trying to get their frags, and it looked like the United States was going to try to organize a strategy, and the Europeans are just like, we're just going to rush down the middle and kind of see what happens. Looks like the FAMAS is the popular choice amongst the Europeans early on there. I saw 2 or 3 of them, so let's see how that goes. Each weapon, a little bit different than Source in 1.6, each weapon has its own unique spray pattern, and most of the players have been trying to learn those early on here, and that'll be a changing process as we go throughout the early betas of CSGO. So that's something that some of the, we'll see how that works out.
Wow.
Looks like that was an M4.
Yeah, that was a Deagle actually coming in around there. Storm actually picking up kill number 2. It's looking good for the US. They've managed to push in onto this B-bomb site. Bomb will surely be planted here any moment now. There's another man coming up close range. We saw there that the FAMAS have been picked up by K-Shot, but there's 3 for Get Right, showing that he's an absolute beast. There's 4 for Get Right. Where's the last man? And he was actually picked up by Lurpis in the end.
Wow.
What was that about these guys that never played Source?
That was a very nice. What weapon did he use did he get that frags with? FAMAS. So 4 frags there for him as he came around from behind.
Yeah, first frag movie of Counter-Strike Go there.
He came in from behind on from the dark halls and came in behind them and was able to pick up quite a few frags. U.S. not watching the backside, and they had taken out pretty quick. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's have a look at the weapons here again, going for those deagles. Let's get around to Get Right because he did push down A long to try and slow them. Actually, double grenades going over. Let's see if anyone was there. We saw K-Sharp going towards the other bomb site. Who's the bomb with at the moment? It is with K-Sharp. So this is actually a big, big fake here. We're seeing the US actually pushing their bomb carrier over in towards that B site. It has been flashed up, so they know that he's going to be there. Actually camped up here in the corner as Get Right is getting even more kills. There's Trace. Bomb is down. Storm has got a lot of work to do now as he pushes in towards this B bomb site. Up close and personal. Trace will finish off, and that is 3-0. For Europe. And let's have a look down the scoreboard. Get Right absolutely on fire. 18 points at the moment. Trace 5. Yeah, Khan 5 with the 2-0. 1-1 for Zonic and 1-1 for Lurpis. Over on the other side, 2-3 for Volcano and Storm, 1-3 for Fraud. And what was that? Who was at the bottom? K-Sharp and nothing. 0 for 3. Just to point that out.
Well, now we're going to have some real gun round here. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, this is where things will get interesting because, you know, the terrorist side will be able to afford that little bit more to work things out with.
They've bought a last couple of rounds, so maybe not.
Yeah, they were a bit mixed up, I think. Not so much coordination, it has to be said, when you see things like that going on. Europe actually defending with 2 guys on short A on that catwalk. We're seeing that US actually waiting here around the middle, fairly standard 1.6 tactic that they're going through, which is the smoke down, one guy moving through into that counter-terrorist spawn. As we see, Nothing will get the first kill onto Khan. Trace brings it back quickly. Are they going to push through? No, they're not. They've not spotted Trace early enough behind them. That was a nice shot by Fraud with the deagle, but it leaves just Fraud and one more, which is Volcano down at the end of long, actually picking up 2 with the deagle. Incredible range and accuracy that it's got at the moment.
Seems to be the players do like that deagle a lot. They seem to think it's very, very strong early on. So that's showing us pretty early that these deagle save rounds could be pretty good.
Yeah, bomb has actually been planted, but it's going to be planted over in the B bomb site. So Get Right not got all that much time to get himself over there. He will be going up against Fraud. The health advantage is with Get Right, though, still with the full HP. Fraud down to less than half.
They don't know what positions to go for.
And here we go. He's going to go around the corner, and Get Right will come jumping in there. And again, superb reactions from the Swede. And that defuse is going to come in very, very easily. And that is 4-0. You know, this legendary American team that Midway's been talking about are...
it's early. It's early. We're still okay.
Pop around.
So we, again, nice little fake there by the Americans on like what was basically a save round for the most part, and they were able to get the bomb down to hopefully get some extra money there. And let's see what kind of weapons we have. Ooh, we're starting to see the bigger rifles coming out now. A few AWPs there by some of the members of Europe, and we saw a few bigger rifles from the Americans. So this is where it should get interesting to see how the game's really going to play out. And there is K-Sharp and Volcano coming in with some big shots right there. And that makes it a little more challenging this round for the Europeans.
Yeah, certainly a great start for the USA. And obviously, some of these players do play that AWP role regularly in their teams and have done in the past, which means we are going to see some great action from them. Lurpis will go down as well to K-Sharp. And apparently K-Sharp's just killing everyone, no problem.
Your only person left is Get Right over here.
Get Right, the last man alive, who's you know, not maybe the worst player to have left alive on your team. He's going to come up here on that catwalk area, but the bomb is actually planted over in the other bomb site as he spots one man. And there's actually
that's a lot of guys
in
to shoot against.
Yeah, and did get some hits off, but Fraud will finish him off. And there is finally the first round for the USA, 4-1 the score.
You know what, I'll take it because nobody lost a gun either, so that's a good situation for the United States. They didn't lose any guns. A couple of early picks really did a lot of damage there, and we saw what K-Sharp can do with an AWP, so let's keep him in that if you're an American fan, and we might be in pretty good shape. So good round there once we finally saw full guns, and hopefully that teaches the Americans to save a couple of times next time if they do fall behind.
Yeah. I think obviously these guys have played a bit, but getting used to it in a proper game setting is something we'll have to see about. That was actually a decoy grenade that went down there.
Yeah.
As we see, I think Molotov even went off towards the back there from Nothing. And this is maybe too easy to get in there. We're seeing Get Right, though, with that AWP in play. There's K-Sharp and Storm, though, picking up the kills. Oh, and this is another round that's surely going to be going over. We've got only Khan remaining.
That was a nice exchange.
So used to actually hitting that tab button to see the scoreboard when it's all up at the top. And Fraud will actually finish things off. Obviously, Fraud, one of the legendary AWP players, and that will be 4-2. But, you know, History tells us that the terrorist side is stronger, and still the Europeans are 4-2 behind.
In a game that nobody's ever played a match before, you're going to tell me what side's stronger. Okay, I like that. Very good analysis there. Man. Very good analysis. I did notice that the Europeans aren't guarding the bomb site B very well. We got into that one pretty easily there. What's up with the defense over there?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. The kills came in a little bit too easy, but look at this. The Europeans actually now are on the eco, or not quite on the eco. They've gone for a bit of a mix. I like how you said it a little
quietly there. You don't want them to hear you from here, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if they can hear me backstage. I'm not going to give the Americans anything free in this one. This one, nothing. Again, getting a frag onto Get Right. There's a very strong defense over on this B bomb site, but I think the bomb is headed over towards the other side. In fact, K-Sharp is there once again.
I think that's the auto sniper.
It is the auto sniper. If you miss once, don't worry. You've got another 20 in your clip or something to finish it off. There is Khan, though, with that for mass. Ooh, and actually getting a little bit trigger happy there, the Americans. Khan is the last man standing versus 2, and he gets the auto sniper. He's like, okay, let's see how this one all plays out. They are in that B bomb site, though. That's not the best place to reload I've ever seen. And manages to get himself behind the wall. Still got around about half HP as the decoy grenade comes in there. Again, just using it a bit as a fake, and Frod will actually finish him off with the deagle, and that is 4-3. Just one round away from tying us up are the Americans.
A nice little comeback here from the Americans using some of the bigger weapons, so we've seen them adapt to those pretty quickly, but they didn't seem to have much luck when they were down early on. So we'll see how they keep doing here. And Europeans, are they going to try their auto sniper? They seen Tarn was going to buy it there. What are they going to stick with now? Looks like they like the FAMAS.
I'm not sure they've got the money for it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's possible. They also seem to like that FAMAS, though. It seems to be a gun of choice.
Yeah, we've not really seen any M4s in play so far.
I saw one from one of the members.
I think that was like second round or something.
Exactly.
From Trace.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. P90 from Khan. Flashes go over. Actually, that was a team flash which blinded him. I guess they're not quite used to the speed of the flashes just yet in Counter-Strike. Go a little bit faster, a little bit slower, maybe. Faster, actually. Faster.
You're getting the correction right from the Valve guy. That's good.
That's great, so I don't look too stupid. But obviously, this is, as I said, first ever Counter-Strike Go game that we're seeing. There's a kill from K-Sharp to open things up with that auto sniper. Frod's got the auto sniper. Volcano with the AK. They are going to push straight in onto this A bomb site. There is going to be a plant coming in, and I don't think there's anything that we're going to be able to do here, the Europeans. It is Zonic, the Danish player from MTW, who will go down to K-Sharp, who's destroying everyone at the moment.
That auto sniper is very, very strong. I'm expecting a nerf very soon, actually.
After this game, I'm sure a lot of the weapons
I got a shake of the head from the Valve guy. Yeah, nerf coming.
It's not called a nerf, it's called a tweak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
An optimization.
Well, when you totally weaken a weapon, I think that's called a nerf. But yeah, I'll let you go with it. That's fine. 4-4 tied up.
There we go. Frod just spamming a full clip of the auto sniper down the middle, hoping to catch someone. Again, we're seeing Storm rush his way into this B side, and it doesn't look like there's anyone there whatsoever from the European side.
It seems like the offensive side can get there so much quicker because of the way the doors are folded, so they're trying to make sure that they keep that presence there and not allow the defense to get in there.
Oh, grenade coming out there from Frod. He's going to catch one. Again, it's Get Right racking up the frags here on Catwalk.
All with the FAMAS.
The middle. Oh. And he switches out for the auto sniper. So we've got a quite clear tier of weapons which these guys are going for in this show match. That's your teammate. Storm will take down Zonic. So again, it is a 3 versus 3.
And Frod's pretty low too. Look, you can see the HP across the top there.
Frod is pretty low as Volcano will be waiting through those middle doors. They've not quite been waiting for that one, as we will see Khan go through with the P90, and he sprays but doesn't connect. It's now all down to Lurpis, the Finnish player from Team Winfact, to come up with the goods here, and Frod will pick him off to put the Americans in the lead for the first time in the game, 5-4.
Very nice. The Americans picking it up.
There's a round of applause.
Yes, and see, American home fans, the crowd here in favor of the United States. And so again, 5-4 in favor of the United States. And like I said, we've noticed that the United States is pushing towards that bomb site B. They can get there sooner and hold it off. And then I don't think they've decided if they want to go that direction. They're just kind of moving maybe in any one direction after that. But quick spam. And like you said, one of the early things that we've noticed is that auto sniper is really quite strong.
This is going to be an eco for at least Khan. I'm not sure how well that's been coordinated. Okay, it looks like
nice
most of them are nicely done. He actually will take the head off nothing. Let's see if they can follow up here as the rest of those terrorist players come into the side. Volcano will actually drop him. Let's stick with Lurpis because he's actually behind the box. Volcano spots him. We will see the grenades coming around now. Get right as well. Obviously, the full European team going for the eco. There's the first Molotov kill, I think, from Frod, using it to seal those B double doors off. And both players trying to hit each other's head, but kind of failing there.
Oh,
we'll see a knife kill from Frod onto Trace as he comes rushing out of the doors.
And a little applause for that.
And it is 6-4 to the Americans on the stronger team.
Oh, well, okay.
Is 2 rounds enough, though? That's the question.
We have quite a few left to go. Let's see how many more we can rack up here. But at the same time, too, I think since we've seen the weapons used and gotten into larger weapons, the Americans have had the favor. But then when you had the pistols and lesser, FAMAS and some of the submachine guns, it's been, European favor. So it's interesting to see that, like, the Americans taking to those larger rifles a lot faster than the Europe. Oh, that's a nice AWP back-to-back kills.
Big rifles.
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking it. Okay.
Actually, we've got quite a few players who can use that AWP so amazingly well on this European side, which, granted, you have on the American side as well with the likes of K-Sharp and Frog. There goes Trace. We'll pick off Volcano. Looking good. In fact, Khan's got an AWP. Get Right's got an AWP. Lurpis has got an AWP. Shot. Wait a minute. This is all AWPs from Europe.
When in doubt, go to the gun that can kill you in one shot, right?
Well, they've got the aim to go for it, that's for sure. And they're all going to get in there now on top of K-Sharp.
It takes all of them.
With the pistols. And that will be 1 back for Europe, 6-5.
I have a feeling that both these sides are going to be pretty even because it's not so much about strategies but more about using the weapons and hitting proper aim, which is kind of, what we've seen so far. Some of those weapons that can, do a lot more damage with single shots because these guys can hit, but right now they just can't hit with multiple bullets on those sprays. So they're going for the weapons that can give them the most damage for any hit that they do get.
Trace actually just crossing over there into that B site. Zonic's so low. Tagged down into red at the moment.
What is his HP? Can you scroll over to him, or does it not work?
No, it doesn't show it. It just shows the
bar
itself. As Frod will pick off Khan. Get right. The only one, I think, with non-single shot monster rifle. As we see the peek out there is Lurpis. Picks off nothing. Who will peek out again. There's a second one from Lurpis. And all these guys who you're used to seeing in 1.6 not using an AWP are actually pretty good at it as well. They have been playing the game for quite a few years, so you can really see that. There's a decoy grenade, so that's maybe going to make the Europeans think that there's someone else going to be hiding there. Frod, you only need 1 more bullet to take him down, but he is the last man left alive against 3 from Europe. Does he have the bomb with him? Let's have a look. And no, he doesn't. So that is down
nice
somewhere.
flash.
Great flash.
Well predicted.
Catwalk.
Good communication by the Europeans there.
And
yes, I did give them a compliment.
Thank you very much. We'll take that. And Get Right says, come on, Frod, stop camping. And yeah, Trace takes his head off behind the box. So we're all tied up again. 6-6, 3 rounds to go in this first half.
And it seems like, the Europeans finally have bought up all the weapons. They got to a lot of AWPs, and they've been hitting their shots, so that's pretty good.
The Europeans are taunting the Americans.
Oh,
as
they
well
are. They're trying to make it easier. Oh, they. And I haven't been noticing the chat because I'm sitting here looking over your shoulder. But yeah, definitely, Americans, they showed on the game. They showed in the field.
6-6 on the stronger side, you mean?
Oh, really?
Sorry.
Again, you keep going with the stronger side argument.
I'm sure I'm going to be proven correct. There goes the Molotov out from Khan. That's going to make sure that no one can push through into those A long double doors, but it doesn't really matter because 3D have pushed over in towards that B bomb site as nothing will pick off Zonic. Looking for more down towards CT spawn, but there was Lurpis. And the smoke is down to cover us. 1 more will start to come in there. It's Get Right this time with a FAMAS Storm. Will spray straight through that smoke. In the end, it was K-Sharp that dealt with it. And we are in a 3 versus 2. Let's get over to those remaining European players
the bomb's down too.
who are completely blind. There is Lurpis. Amazing shot onto Storm as they look for more. It's now down to a 1 versus 1. It's Volcano versus Lurpis.
Nice
and
shot.
Lurpis is going to take him out. And that was an amazing shot again.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Lurpis in the grand final of the Intel Extreme Masters tomorrow in Counterstrike 1.6 might be playing that AWP.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice shot, and he's looked very, very good with it. I got to admit, that's changed the game a little bit. He's had a
get right 21.
Well, he was rolling a negative score, and he still is 7-8. But I think at least 5 or 6 of those frags have come in the last 2 rounds with the AWP, and that's definitely changed the game significantly. So that's one of those players getting on a hot streak.
Gonna see something a little bit different this time from Lurpis. He's had some Molotov. A short area as Volcano picks off Trace for the first frag of the round. 3
of them at Catwalk there for the Europeans, so they've stacked it pretty heavily.
Oh, there is one. Fraud actually in a great position. And that's a nice move there from Fraud, just utilizing the height of that box in comparison to the wall. He will come through the middle. Lurpis turns around, hits him one with that AWP. We still have a couple of guys in that B site, though, for the USA. K-Sharp has gone down. And that bomb is now ticking away.
Yeah, there it is.
It is 3 versus 2. Get Right and Lurpis left alive. Nothing will pick off Get Right. All on Lurpis. This is going to have to be amazing to pull it off, and not quite. We're all tied up at 7-7. Final round.
Last round of the half, and then we'll switch sides again. And just so everybody knows here in the audience, in the venue here, it's 15 rounds per side. First team to get to 16 wins. So we will be doing a last round here, and then we'll switch. Each team will get to play the other side then.
Yep, and it's going to be the closest that it possibly could be as well.
Yeah, of course.
Going into that half-time. 8-7 for either team, which we're going to find out by the end of this next 2-minute round. Fraud actually camping there once again, which is something the Europeans have flamed him a little bit for early on. We are going to see the aggressive move there from Khan. Let's try and switch around to him. Actually, he's not got his picture up as he's dropped down. Zonic is still hanging around there, though, covering that B area. Picking up those grenades, actually, from his dead teammate as he pushes through. Great from Zonic. He thinks there's one to his right, and he is correct. That's a great push from Zonic out into the B tunnels. Last man left alive as I press over to Fraud. He is down. So 8-7 is the score at the halftime. The team's going to switch over. Look at that for a performance from Get Right. 21 for 12. Over on the other side, it's Fraud leading the way at 16 for 9. K-Sharp 13 for 11. Volcano 13 for 10. And actually, one of the European players did just drop out, which hopefully is going to come back before the start. So the European guys saying not ready. And, you know, this is just an exhibition game, but it got a little bit more interesting today when our lovely sponsors Intel put up the Intel Core i7 processor Extreme Edition for the winners of this tournament. One for each player and one for the captain, obviously me. And the second position will be winning one of the amazing BenQ monitors, 120 Hz monitors that they're actually playing on in the tournament. So, you know, this show match just got a lot more competitive. Yeah, it definitely did. We were talking to the players, and the players like, yeah, we'll do it, no problem. And then we find out from the sponsors that they're going to put up the processors and monitor, and next thing you know, it was like we had players fighting over being in the event. So definitely changed things, and that was very, very good. So we have looks like we'll have a restart here, hopefully, and we'll get things underway for the second half. And it's not so often that you see this lineup of players from some of the best teams in the world actually sat next to each other. Obviously, 2 from NTW, 1 from Fnatic, 1 from SK, 1 from WinFact. A lot of the American players actually retired by now, but I think we're should be getting the restarts in here any second. Here we go. So restart's going to come around. It will reset the scoreboard at the top since we did have one player who dropped out. Well, the score is 8. Oh no, look, it shows 8-7. Yeah, it does still show it. Still shows in the scoreboard. That's cool. Yeah, it does. But we lost the scores, but that's fine. Yeah, that's not so bad. So, USA going over onto the counter-terrorist team. It's now their job to defend these bomb sites and defuse the bomb if the Europeans actually get them down in position. It's looking good early on, actually, as Lurpis and Get Right start moving in onto this B site. There's another one from Lurpis. Bomb is surely going to get planted here any second. In fact, no, it's not, because the bomb is in the lower B tunnels. How did that happen? Fail. Well organized. Yeah, not the greatest bit of teamwork that the Europeans have ever put together. Obviously, the USA just going to surround this bomb now. It is a 2 versus 3, so when I say surround, I mean it in the loosest possible terms. But it is still the pistol round, so, you know, none of the heavy guns that we've been used to seeing earlier on in the game. Interesting to see the machine pistol being used. It's strong, and it's fast.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play it when we were playing earlier today and yesterday.
Oh, and there's a great grenade straight down those middle double doors. Let's switch over to Fraud, who is the last man standing with that P2000, the replacement, or the upgrade, actually, it is, for the USP. That bomb has been taken away. Zonic is actually going to finish off the kills.
That's a big round win.
And that is going to be a very big round for Europe. That will mean that they have the money advantage in these earlier rounds. Let's switch over to the CTs and see if they've bought up anything different. I'd imagine not. Maybe they'll come up with these. Yeah,
Eagles.
There's a deagle for Fraud. But the score is 9-7 to Europe, edging closer to that victory.
And are you going to be able to keep track here on this? You are.
I'll be fine.
You won't need an abacus now.
No, I'll be fine. I've got no paper, but I'm going to count in my head in front of all these lovely people here at Comic-Con. Here we go. Great shot from Fraud. Gets himself one, but quickly knocked down by Trace. And they're going for a P90 push here. That seems to be the consensus among the European players as they start to head off towards this A bomb site. There is a Galil there. That's the... is that the Galil? That is the Galil. Yeah. And it has a zoom on it, the Galil? Wow, that's something I didn't know. So the Galil obviously being reworked a little bit. And I like the music when the bomb's planted as well, by the way. It makes it more intense. There's one guy down the end of Long A, which I'm not sure how well he's going to fare trying to push in here against the guys who've got Galil. Actually, Get Right's got a deagle as well. I'm not sure if that was from the pistol round or what.
I think he maybe got that from one of the CTs.
Yeah, and he is managing to hold on. Actually, Zonic will finish off with that AK. And Get Right's going to finish off a little bit more just because he can. And that will be a lovely 10-7 for the Europeans.
And you can see them switching guns there too, buying for each other, and they went quickly to AWPs. You saw a couple of them already purchased, so the Europeans aren't going to mess around. They're going to get to the biggest guns they possibly can.
Let's watch Lurpis, because he's actually been the star AWPer in this game. As they do cross over, he didn't actually connect onto anyone.
Smoke.
That will mean he will probably move off towards the rest of his teammates who have pushed in down through those B tunnels and are moving in towards the middle area. And this is, again, one of those Counterstrike 1.6 strategies that they're trying to put into play here. Smoke the double doors, push up towards the catwalk. I mean, they're actually picking up kills before they really need to do anything other than that. And that will be an 11-7 scoreline. But now we shall see the Americans with weapons and see how their terrorist side is going to fare. Let's switch over to Lurpis again.
Early pick here from him in the middle, and we should see our first big gun round here. Again, we saw Europeans actually trying to use some strategies. I was impressed. They ran into the dark halls there after round, and we're going to go up to catwalk, but didn't need to because they got enough frags. So very interesting seeing the Europeans using strategies. We didn't see as many from the Americans in the first half.
I mean, the map hasn't changed that much in terms of,
No, I
they
mean,
can still put those strategies in there.
It's strategically, it's still the same map. The question is, how the run speeds are, how things, how the choke points are, and how they work out, and exactly how that affects those strategies. So nobody really knows the answer of that quite yet.
Look at this. Get Right is actually, missing all of his shots there. He sprayed like the outline around his opponent, but they are in on this B bomb site. But it seems like once again the bomb is not quite where it should be, and they're going to have to wait for it to come in here. Finally, it is coming in through those B tunnels. They've not spotted nothing up in the window, which is obviously one of only 2 entrances to this bomb site. You would have expected them to have that one covered. Bomb will finally be planted as Volcano goes down. It is 2v2. One of the Europeans is fairly low on HP. That is going to be Lurpis, and nothing will get the kill. Here is Khan. Nothing takes him down, and a little bit of clutch play at the end, and that will be a defuse coming around for the USA, and they gain themselves the first gun round of the second half.
Yeah, and bringing themselves a little bit closer, and again, getting the guns, playing well, and nothing really took over that one right there. 3 frags, as you can see right on the screen right there, and a couple of big shots, and I think that was the auto sniper he was using again there, which is looking like a weapon that could be pretty popular amongst the players here in the rest of this match.
Yeah, and the scoreline 11-8 overall. Just to keep reminding my own brain of that, as well as you guys at home. Let's see now how the terrorist side are lined up. You can see AKs slung over the shoulder. There's a Galil there over the shoulder of the front man, which, yeah, there was Lurpis moving in. Who else? Khan is inside of the middle area. Get Right starting to work up through those tunnels. And yeah, it was Trace who actually had the Galil, as they do get flashed in that area. Grenade did actually land on Khan as well. They are going to try to push through this smoke, which maybe not the wisest idea they've ever come up with. You can see those FAMASas coming up nicely as Get Right will pick off the head of K-Sharp. And they are now going to try to surround this bomb site.
Oh, nice flash.
Good job, Trace. Luckily, it was a smoke, actually.
Oh, it was? I thought it looked like a flash.
He meant to do it, obviously. And he should be able to get this bomb down here. It is 3 versus 4, so advantage with the USA. Well, that bomb is now ticking away, and Trace is going to go aggressive there for a second. Get Right will pick off Fraud. It's actually only Storm coming up with the kills. A bit of spray going off once again, and well, both players taken down right at the very end.
Good timing.
And again, yeah, the USA are going to get the defusing. They timed it nicely through the window and the door.
They both came in at the same time on that good retake, but you know, the Europeans have been doing well getting in. I think the only thing you could say is that it seems like the guy with the bomb is not getting the memo on when to, you know, where to go on these offensive strategies. Maybe need to clue him in a little bit better, team captain, on where they need to go.
Did you give your team a team talk before this one?
Absolutely. Why not? Got to get him in the mood. But yeah, no. So and then a good re-entry by the United States was able to get themselves the victory there in the end, and a couple of good frags. And 3-2 in this half now, and starting to bring it a little bit closer.
They've still gone for the buy up here, and as you can see, a couple of the European players starting to edge their way down towards long A. Risky position for Lurpis to stay in once they've been spotted there. Those grenades didn't come in. Finally, the grenade comes around, and actually Volcano was off to the side of them, picked up the 2 kills early on. There's Trace with his AWP. They should have called in that Volcano wasn't that man that was down. There we go. Trace will pick him off as well. And K-Sharp frantically trying to rotate around. That auto sniper in the first half was super successful for him. Here is Zonic. He's about to take a peek down towards that CT spawn.
Nice
takes
shot.
the head off Storm. Can he find that auto sniper player? No, he can't. It was K-Sharp. But look at this. Get Right is coming in behind. He's giving his position away,
Nice.
but he will be able to come out on top of it. And there is the bounce back round for the Europeans.
Yeah, and they get that round, hopefully shutting down the Americans from their point of view in terms of the money position, and we'll see if they're able to buy what they decide to do. They've been buying pretty expensive weapons. Oh, they're still got money, so looks like there's an AWP there for one of them. But Deagle here, not too much consistent buying, though. It looks like everybody's got a little bit different thing here.
Let's see what that is with the AWP. And Fraud, not really any surprises with that one. But there's no one to take the shot on just yet. As the Europeans, oh, I think there's a grenade about to come into this one. Actually, Khan P90 will take down one. The grenade was already on its way in from nothing. But Khan did a good job of actually getting out of there in the meantime. They're going to push the middle area, which obviously splits this map into 2 parts and makes it easier then to isolate one of the 2 available bomb sites. Actually, they've gone for B, as a couple of guys did come through those tunnels as well. Bomb is planted there by Zonic. Let's see if the remaining 2 American players can get back into this round. Obviously, a lot of work to do. They've got 1 man coming in behind them. Fraud manages to survive. That was an amazing move onto Get Right. But we still have Khan, and we still have, or had Zonic there for a little while. Down to a 1v1. Nothing is finished off, and that is 13 rounds to 9.
Yeah,
it's not looking good.
It's getting near the end. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. Let's see how everybody plays here at the end. Again, that was a save round in a sense for the Americans there. Only 1 guy had a gun, and that was the AWP. I'm not sure what their buying situation is. We haven't seen any consistency with that. It looks like we're going to get a full save here from the Americans.
Yeah, and there's lots of shots coming down. You can actually see the tracer fire as well there.
I will say it seems like the Europeans have done a much better job with money situation than the Americans have in this game.
I'd certainly agree with you on that one, as we see kill for kill actually not doing too bad considering that there's only those Deagles really in play. Nothing will be picked off. It's 3 versus 2 in favor of the Europeans. Again, K-Sharp will come up big.
And he'll get himself a gun.
Where's Get Right? There he is, on the A bomb site. Got about 1/3 of his health remaining. The bomb is planted. And they've planted that sneaky old spot for the sniper down in the long pit. And it's Trace, and he's got the auto sniper, you know. He's pretty damn good with that single shot AWP. So if he somehow misses with the auto sniper, something is wrong with the world. Let's see, Storm moving around from I'm just going to stick with Trace because he's the one that's going to come up with all the goods in this. And he will take down K-Sharp. Where's the second one? He's already hit a couple of shots, yeah, onto Storm. And that is 14-9. Just 2 more rounds needed for the Europeans to take away those Intel Core i7 processor
now.
Extreme
Let's hope
Edition.
the Americans can turn it around here at the very end and make maybe get themselves a chance here at the end to make this thing really interesting in the last couple of rounds. Hey, don't you want a really compelling final here? Come on. Guess not. You just want your processor at this point, don't you? Wow. Look at you. You don't even want a good match.
I do want a good match. I want the Europeans to show, as per usual, how good they are. Let's see where they're pushing this round. Actually, it looks like we're going to see a heavy push down long A from Europe. We did see a flash come down. Grenade lands onto Volcano right from the start of this one. Counter flash is coming in from the Americans, but Europe are already inside of that big pit. They're going to get ready to assault onto this A site. Get Right will again take the lead. He's going to call in that there's a man around the corner. A little bit slow, actually. Fraud already went down. Nothing was there as well. Here is Get Right just jumping up on the walls. Actually not really caring too much about his position, but Fraud is the real threat, and he's taken down 3. To give us a 2v2. Get Right has run all the way up. I think he's blind. There was a guy off to his left, which even I saw, but that shouldn't matter too much as Khan. Is he going to peek out again? No. Decides to go back, and again, he will take that position inside of the pit down long A. But Storm has picked up the auto sniper, so this one could come out a little bit differently.
And the HP difference is significant here, you can tell.
Yeah, I think it's 1 shot and Khan's dead. So we should maybe stay a little bit hidden. Actually decides to go for those shots and will be taken down. Headshot from Storm, and there will be enough time. Obviously, diffuse kit in hand, that will go down. And I have no idea what Khan just said, but I'm sure it was something in Swedish to leave us at a 14-10 scoreline.
Something naughty in Swedish, let's put it that way.
Yeah, we say an European team, but actually they're all Scandinavian. Swedes, Danes, and 1 Finn.
But a nice little exchange there and a good win by Storm. He hasn't been probably the most flashy player so far, but he picked up a big victory there, and he's well known for being a really clutch player, and that's what we needed right there from the American side. So a big round. Let's see if they can turn it around here. They got to win, basically win out. They need to win a lot of these rounds in a row here.
Cash is not great for the Europeans, actually. You can see there the Galil, the weapons of choice for most of them in this one.
If we win this one.
Yeah, certainly, and that will bring the Americans right back into this. K-Sharp again with that auto sniper is going to make a massive difference. We do see Trace with the auto sniper, so he does have to make something of this weapon.
That auto sniper, or is that an actual AWP?
No, that's an auto sniper.
Oh, it is. You're right. Okay. Didn't catch the gun model right away.
Zonic actually got the first one. There is a man up inside of window. They continue to spam away on things.
I don't know if it's going to go through that much wall there.
Oh, great from Trace as a guy. Oh, well, there was 1 in front of him, 1 behind him. He did manage to catch 1. But that is, getting a little bit closer now, 14-11.
Took the Europeans a little too long to get into that bomb site, and they had a split going. They had 2 in middle and 3 there in the halls trying to go into bomb site B, and the 2 guys in the middle just didn't hold it up. They got taken out pretty quickly, and the Americans were like, guess what? We're just going to flank, and we're going to surround. So they had a couple of guys on both sides, and that's not a very good recipe for success for the Europeans. Are they having to save? Are the Europeans in a situation where they don't have enough money? Looks like they are.
Yeah, they're going to save this one out. I think there's maybe only 1 or 2 Deagles max inside of that lineup, and they're just going to rush quite simply up long A, which against Americans those 2 auto snipers, I mean...
Firing squad.
Pretty easy stuff. But that will leave us, again, closer and closer. Yeah. 14-12 is the scoreline.
I don't think a double save will be in order here for the Europeans. Nah. I think they'll buy. So we're starting to see weapons here, AKs. And
there's another one.
Double auto snipers.
Zonic. As the smoke is popped to give some cover for those CT players. And where did the rest of the side go? Ooh, nice Molotov actually going down there, followed up by the grenade. That was strategically done from the USA. They actually put the Molotovs down on both entries into the A-bomb site and into the B-bomb site.
Taking advantage of it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Don't you agree? I think good strategy.
Yeah, it's strategically sound. I mean, it slows them down on both sides. Great stuff. However, Europeans then just push catwalk, which obviously wasn't Molotov, and now they're all over the place. It was Get Right again. We'll pick up 2. Let's follow him. Last man left alive is Fraud. I guess we can switch around with that auto sniper as the bomb is planted. He actually misses the first shot. Decides he wants to have a try with the deagle. Now he's treating the auto sniper like it's single shot. They're switching out to his deagle after every shot, which obviously isn't going to work. And that will be another one, and that is match point. That is Intel Core i7 processor Extreme Edition point for the Europeans.
Well, you can still go to an overtime. Do we even decide on what the overtime rules were?
Yeah, Europeans win by default.
Of course, I walked right into that one. 5-7 score right now, and the Americans can still win it out. We still got it. We'll fight for it. We'll do a little coin flip to see who wins then.
Let's see, though, if the Europeans can win this out without the need for any overtime rules. Get Right actually will be following one of his teammates again. Zonic opting for that auto sniper. It is Volcano to grab frag number 1 of this round, though. But Get Right is in a position to make a push. Again, the kills will come in, this time from Lurpis and Get Right. And it was seemingly a 1-bullet headshot there from that AK.
They found the answer. That catwalk, they've not been able to defend. The Americans haven't.
Catwalk has been a very, very strong choice. Get Right again will put that bomb down in a position where they can cover it from the long A area, although he's decided to go a little bit more aggressive. He is in a 2 versus 3 situation, so at the disadvantage at the moment as those flashbangs and smokes.
A couple of the Americans are pretty low HP, though.
Get Right actually seemingly fancies this position. I'm not sure why he didn't realize that they were coming down from long there after his teammate was dropped, but either way, we are going to see the defuse, and that's 1 round back, 15-13.
Yep. Still a few more rounds left to go here. Still 2 more left, and the Americans could still tie this up. That would be an interesting result after the Europeans have been in the lead most of the game.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, early on, 8-7 first half, but the Americans had to fight back to get to that score. So the Europeans have been playing very, very strong, but the Americans still have a chance here at the end. And looks like it still haven't seen a lot of AKs. I mean, the Europeans seem pretty happy with their rifles by comparison to the Americans, who are using mostly auto snipers and AWPs. And the few exceptions, Lurpis has done well with his AWP, and Zonic has been using a lot of auto sniper.
Yeah, Zonic now will get himself in onto long, will get the kill onto Volcano. He knows there's a man on the corner as well, and he gets himself 2. Fraud goes down. Only 3 men now left alive for the USA. Make that 2. It's up to Nothing and Storm. Let's see what they can pull off. There is Nothing, of course, player for Team EG. As they start to move in, that bomb is planted. Still 3-on-2 advantage for the Europeans. Nothing going down very, very low. It's now all on Storm in this CT spawn. He does throw the grenade out, but there are 2 right in front of him here. He'll try to spray, runs out of ammo. Surely will be taken down. Trace will get it, and that will be good games called. And the Europeans midway will win this one. 16-13. It was a great game, though.
Yeah, it was an excellent game, and I do like the change that they made, making it so that the money system doesn't, cut off when you lose a bunch of rounds. It keeps going down, because we saw competitive match. I mean, every single round was competitive. I felt like the Americans had to save a lot more than the Europeans did. Maybe didn't buy as much. They were trying to buy bigger weapons.
I think the Americans were a little bit mixed when they were, on the eco. I think we saw, a couple of guys buying and a couple of guys not. So it kind of looked a little bit strange.
Yeah, and I think that ended up costing them. There was at least 2 or 3 extra save rounds that the Americans have to make, and the Europeans didn't, and that ended up giving you a processor to take home. And then our
producer says he told us.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, a great game, 16-13.
Idiots.
That's a little bit harsh to your fellow countrymen.
Well, they happen to be in both Europe and the United States, so
Okay, they certainly do exist in Europe as well. But yeah, I mean, we've seen some great action here from Counterstrike Global Offensive. Really excited to see how this game develops through the beta testing process. I mean, the feedback that we've had here, we've had a new build every day, I believe.
Absolutely.
That the pros have got to test it.
We had a little bit of a delay here to start with because we were downloading the latest update. Which
yours is finished now, by the way.
Yeah, it has. We talked about that. We had to keep updating the game almost every second to keep up with everything. So actually, let's take 3 or 4 questions from Twitter and then we'll call it a night. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. Let me just load up my Twitter, which, by the way, you guys can follow me if you want, twitter.com/Joe_Miller. And if you want to ask us some questions about Counter-Strike Go, about something you've maybe seen in this game here tonight, then hurry up, first of all.
Yeah, we're not going to take very many. We got to get out of here. It's getting late here at the venue. But we will answer a few, and we'll try to do what we can to get a few answers in. We did a bunch of answers last night. And we're getting something here. What is this?
What is this? Oh, it's me and my team's Core i7 processor Extreme
That's a box
edition.
of Core 7 box of processors for
Actually,
each team.
how many is in here? Is there 5 in here?
5, so you don't get one.
Wait a minute. Is there really only 5?
I think it says 6 on the end there.
Let's have a look. There's 5, but I'll get mine later, which means never. I know it.
Yeah,
I just know it. But yeah, let's see. There's a question for you from It's Me, Andy. Midway, if CSGO becomes big, will you return to esports?
I'm already in esports. I already do. We run the big league for League of Legends, and we will definitely get involved with it. So absolutely, I'm no doubt about it. I get involved. I'm still involved.
So let me.
So one question here from N30 NPS. It says, do you think many pros from 1.6 and Source will go? I lost the question because it updated.
Sorry, but there's a process which you or your team didn't win.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But it said, will they switch over to CSGO? Well, let me say, first off, we've had a lot of talk about this at the venue, and I know Carmack has talked about it, and I don't know how serious it is, but I know a lot of events, whether it's WCG, whether it's other events, they're going to have to seriously look at whether Counter-Strike is going to stay in the lineup in 2013. And I think everybody, every single event, and this is everyone that you can think of that's ever done Counter-Strike, is really hoping that CSGO can merge the CS Source and CS Source and CS 1.6 communities, because that's the only way it's going to stay as a big game. So it's important that we get behind this. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's going to have the opportunity to throw in all of your ideas. Yeah, you have to get into that beta program. Make sure you get going with it. 2 questions. That's it, and 1 more. So pick 2 good questions out of there, and let's call it a night. They just did. I think they're done. Oh, and we're going to do an interview as well. Oh, we're going to do an interview, are we? Oh, who okay. With? So answer this. Okay. So. No one's telling us anything. Yeah, nobody's telling us anything. We've got these soundproof headsets out. We can't actually hear anything that's being said. All I know is that I won one of these midway and you didn't. So how are interp and rates being handled in... I'm ignoring you. I'm trying to answer people's questions here. How are interp and rates handled in CSGO? Actually, right now, that I think is pretty much very undecided, and there isn't a lot of information. Yeah. So we'll see exactly how that plays out as the game goes along. When is the beta start date? This is a great question. Okay, so the beta start date is going to be sometime later in October. They've basically said to us that they expect it before my birthday on Halloween. So you were born on Halloween? I was born on Halloween. Now it all makes sense. Oh, thank you. Between now and Halloween, I think, is the expected date. They're trying to get everything scaled up. They've given out an absolute ton of beta keys. Our boy here, Carmack, has been giving them out to anybody and everybody who breathes. So we will be doing that as well, giving out more keys, that is. And then also all of the major community sites will be giving out keys to some of their fans, their loyal fans, once the beta goes live here at the end of the month. And then at the end of the day, hopefully everybody who wants one will be able to get one as we go. And the limiting factor they've told us is that they want to make sure that the people can have the opportunity to play and not have a bad environment, meaning there'll be enough servers, there'll be enough things going on, so you'll be able to. So I'm going to jump off and let Karn jump on here. Just before we finally do this, because I know after this event there's going to be a lot more interest in CSGO, as we said earlier. Don't pay for beta keys online. It's a ridiculous thing to do. You're going to get yourself in the beta, and you're just feeding the trolls. Yeah, do not buy them. You will have an opportunity. There's no problem whatsoever. Wait, was Karn going to come do the interview? Karn, get over here.
So.
And he goes jumping in. Amazing round. Great hacks in from Taz.
He flashes in and casts the ultimate. Then you want help left. Oh, no, she will flash. The shield clutch.
Oh, a blink into all those units. The amazing defense champion of the Intel Extreme Masters.
So, joining me is one of my teammates for the last game. Karn, first of all, good job, man. We won together in this one. Tell us your experiences, aside from, you know, beating the Americans, which always feels good coming from Europe. How was the game for you? How was the whole experience?
You know what, it was really fun for us. New game, and obviously playing the Americans that somehow represent the CSS community more than we do. So it was a battle between the CS 1.6 Europeans and the CSS, and somehow CS 1.6 won. That actually showed there is a potential in this game where you can kind of have close games into this new game. We're building a tower here as well.
That's cool, Carmack, until it falls into these 3 monitors that we've got here. Breaks the processors plus the monitors. You can pay for them all later. But what do you think needs to change? You know, what kind of feedback would you give after that game in terms of the competitive experience?
I think it should be more clear when you kill someone. Like, it should be highlighted. Like in CS, you also have the icon, you also have the $300 that adds up, so you can really see it's very clean kill, so to speak, in CS 1.6. The maps, a lot of details, which I think is really hard to follow the game. It could be simplified maps. Classic does too, classic train, classic nuke. The same engine and the same kind of movement and stuff. That would really work, I think.
Yeah.
Recoil-wise, probably you casted the games, you saw how overpowered the zoom rifles were.
Yeah.
They have like 2 monster snipers for each team, I believe. And you're running around with the normal weapons, the rifles, AK and Colt. You're having a hard time to kill people. So yeah, the weapons need to be more balanced, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of those auto snipers, I mean, myself and Midway really pointed out there the likes of K-Sharp. The Americans especially utilize them a lot. Were they easier to use? Was that part of the whole thing, winning the game and using those easier weapons, do you think? Or do you think they're actually really I mean, are they too cheap? Are they too strong for the cost?
I think they're too... I don't know, it might be too strong, but also we have to remember we play Dust 2, and Dust 2 in CSGO is kind of open in the middle, so basically 5 terrorists can peek the middle straight away, and if you have you don't really need a lucky day to kill the guy who's defending B, so smoke is really necessary. And the smoke, by the way, is really powerful because it kind of blows up the map, and it's a dark fog. Just, I don't know how it looks really, but yeah, that can also be a bit smaller, I'd say. Flashbang, I kind of like it, that you get some noise as well, and your picture is a bit blurry when you get back.
Yeah.
Some new kind of features in the game that I think could be fun and worth to have in the competitive mode as well.
And yesterday we actually got some questions, myself and Midway, about the sound, which we couldn't really comment on because we had not played with our headphones and our setup. What was it like for you? Can you describe it to everyone out there?
It's hard to kind of distinguish which weapon the opponent is using when you're killing, when he's shooting. Hopefully he's shooting us. So yeah, that could be a bit changed, I guess. Not taking back, but probably make an AK sound like an AK. Now you cannot really determine whether they have a pistol, rifle, or a super sniper, the zoom rifle. Yeah, sound is kind of hard to hear the opponents right now, but we also have to bear in mind we have played this game 1 hour, obviously.
Exactly.
Whereas we play CS 1.6, play those 10,000 hours you need to play in order to be successful. So yeah, I think we have to give it a little bit more time before we just say that the sound sucks. You know, it's kind of stupid to say that at this point. We need to practice more. We need to know the maps better so we can tell, okay, he's behind me, he's to the left, he's to the right, and he's running up there, you know.
But overall, you know, the event in terms of our Counter-Strike Go show matches and stuff have gone. Bright future for the game?
Could be. I mean, CSGO is probably the most possible candidate for a unifying CSS, which is fairly big, and CS 1.6 might be a bit bigger, especially competitive-wise. But we have to know that we are actually fighting for the same prize money, the sponsors that StarCraft 2, League of Legends, those teams that is so esport friendly, I say. Everybody can just go onto the game, they can just press challenge or play, and they're gonna come out, they're gonna play against an equal skilled opponent.
Yeah.
CS:GO we're gonna have those features, and it's gonna be easier to learn the game, which means in the future, I mean, it's easy to learn football, right? And we see so many talents from all those third world countries, just coming in, being amazing in their sport. And if you can just attract new players, that's the thing. I think we cannot really attract new players in CS 1.6 right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should give it away. I mean, I'm talking about my sport. I played for 10 years, and I love it. But I think many people are a bit afraid now, and they think that us, the pro gamers, are stupid that try to help out and just play this game or promote it a bit, that we are stupid and doing a bad thing. But I think, I mean, we had the chance to either help them or we have the chance to just stick to our sport. But the game, still, in the end of the day, it's going to come out next year. If the CS 1.6 player, including myself, if we can give the input we think is going to make the game better, I think that's going to be good for the future. And we need to take this chance, either if the game is not successful enough, but we're going to take the chance at least.
Well, Khan, thanks a lot, and congratulations on winning one of these processes. And actually, Khan will be joining me tomorrow morning, first thing in the day, for day 4 of the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge here in New York for the Counter-Strike 1.6 final. It's going to be SK versus WinFact. That, of course, is all from us here at Comic-Con today. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early for the Counter-Strike 1.6 final.
And he goes jumping in. Amazing round. Great hat-trick from Taz.
He flashes in and casts the ultimate. Then a 20 health left. Oh, no, she will flash. The shield clutch.
Oh, a blink into all those units. An amazing defense. Champion of the Intel Extreme Masters.